Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I have been tagged to do the full-time Cosy tag. I was tagged by the Bookswatch, and thank you very much for tagging me, and as always I'm going to try and answer the questions, so excuse me with my little book. I've written down the questions so that I can make sure that I get them correct. The first question is crunchy leaves. The world is full of colour. Choose a book with reds, oranges and yellows on it. So I've kind of cheated with this one and I've picked two books and they're both graphic novels. The first one is mainly yellows and that is American Born Chinese, although it has got oranges on it. So yeah, and a little bit of red. This book is split into three stories, which when you're reading them don't seem to go together in any way, but then by the end of the book they marry together and it is really clever how it's done, and it was a really good book. It's by Jean Lun Yang, who also did Boxers and Saints, which I really enjoyed. This follows Jing, and he is a American born Chinese. He wants to fit in and it's about his story going through high school. You've also got a story about the Monkey King and how he wants to rule over all of the monkeys. And the final story is about Qing Qi, who is the ultimate negative Chinese stereotype. I really recommend this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then another book that I couldn't not mention because I just think it's got a beautiful cover and really great art. The story is okay. It's not one that I've continued to read, but this particular one I read recently and really enjoyed. And it is Mouse Guard. And this is Autumn 1152, and I'll show you some of the art. It reminds me of autumn. Question number 2, cozy sweater. It's finally cold enough to get warm clothes on. What gives you the warm fuzzies? Well, I can't have a tag video and not mention this. My favourite book of the year so far is The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. It's a really lovely story. It's really heartwarming and I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I definitely recommend that everybody checks it out. It is the story of a bookshop owner. His wife has died and one day a package is waiting for him in his bookshop, and this package is a toddler, and there is a letter, and the story goes from there, and it's about his life and the people in his local community and this toddler, and it's just a really lovely story. I really enjoyed it. Number 3, Fall Storm. It's raining and it's windy. Choose a book or a genre that you like on a rainy day. Well, I have to say, I think rainy days are really like a bit of fantasy. I'm not sure why, just sort of the battles and the darkness of it all. And I would say A Game of Thrones is definitely a book for a rainy day. It's a big book. It's one you could sit and really get into and read for a good few hours. And it's a proper sort of battle rainy day scene. And I think having the rain around would actually set the scene well as well, because the book is quite dark. There's a lot of battles. It feels cold and damp a lot of the time. So I would recommend A Game of Thrones and the Song of Ice and Fire series in general, or yeah, fantasy would probably be the genre for me. Number 4, cool crisp air. Who's the coolest character you'd like to trade places with? Hermione Granger, hands down. I mean, she's got Harry as a best friend. She's really clever and smart. She's a muggle-born wizard. Oh, yeah. Hermione Granger, definitely. Number 5, Hot Apple Cider. An underhyped book that you want to be the next big thing. I have to say I haven't thought of an answer for this one. Generally the books that I read are ones that I've heard about from other people, so I wouldn't say that they are underhyped at all. I did think about this quite a bit, but yeah, I'm gonna have to abstain on this one, I'm afraid. I don't know an awful lot of underhyped books. Yeah, you tell me, what are your favourite underhyped books in the comments? and maybe I'll steal one of those. Number 6, coats, scarves, mittens. What's the most embarrassing book cover you own? I don't own a lot of books. I keep a few books, but generally if I've read them, I donate them, or I pass them on to friends, or I have borrowed them from the library, or they're on my Kindle. I tend not to keep loads and loads of books. Just there's not space, and I know it sounds blasphemous, but I am not a rereader. I don't reread. I don't think I've ever reread a book ever, not even Harry Potter. I read them all once and I haven't gone back and reread them. There's too many books in the world for me to reread. So that's my view on it, I'm afraid. So I tend not to keep them. And I'm not really embarrassed of anything. I had 50 Shades of Grey out loud and proud on the train when that came out, and you know, people might not like it. I had Twilight out and people might think that it's tacky, or the books aren't that good, or there's no literary credentials for them, but I enjoyed them. I liked reading them, so I couldn't care less what anybody else thought about them. Number 7, pumpkin spice, fall comfort foods. Or does it have to be full? Like, I mean, I just like eating in general. I'd say sausage and mash, definitely, with some gravy. That's a real comfort food. Nice chunky soups. And then anything spicy. I love Mexican and Vietnamese. Really spicy foods in the winter, just to keep you nice and warm and cozy. And then finally, number 8. Warm, cozy bonfire. Who do you want to tag? Well, as always, I'm going to tag you. Yes. You. No, look at me. You. Yes, I want you to do it. So once you've done it, let me know. And yeah, that's it for now, BookTube. Bye.